All right, guys. Welcome. I'm Big D. He's MiniMini. And together we are Unbox Small Dynamic Duo. It's Sunday, and I want it to become a regular thing for Sunday for Real Talk Sunday. Yeah. Reminds me of a commercial growing up. Sunday, 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 Master or Monster Truck Sunday. You know what's funny is someone I know was the voice behind that. Random fact. So today's theme is Pokemon. Is it a curse or a blessing in fatherhood and vending? I am really serious about making this a viable uh, segment of our channel. So I got notes and talking points and stuff like that because I watched my previous one and I kind of cringed because I felt like I was all over the place. But this is a really big topic for me because, you know, a lot of the Poke Fathers out there, and I've actually met more that are like me lately than not. But a lot of the guys I met, at least in my area, like they've been Poke hunting their whole lives. You know, when I was a kid, there was Garbage Pail Kids and baseball and football cards, but we never had a phenomenon like Pokemon until I was in my teens, and by then I was already partying like a rock star. And my older kids, they would collect for a little bit. Or my youngest daughter, she liked the pretty cards, but no one took it to the level that MiniMini has decided to take it to. And I love it because it gives us something to bond on and core memories. But the problem for me as a dad, like yesterday was uh, black and white drop day. And yes, we got the Pokemon Poke Center ETB, um, and we got the black and white, but we're not going to open it because uh, it's the Pokemon Center. It's going to go in the vault. So I was able to score on Poke Center uh, two booster bundles. Booster bundles, one black, one white. So we're going to open that. Friend of ours, part of the Unbox Mall Dynamic Duo family. Mad shout out to my girl Tanya. She found two mini tins that we're going to open up, and then I know we're going to get packs in the vending machines. But you know, like when your 10-year-old looks at you as looking to you as your father, as a father, Dad, did we get anything to rip? Because we went to a trade event, our third one in a week, and let me tell you, it was a great event. And that's going to be on next week's topic: big events versus intimate events, the pros and cons of each one. We had a great event yesterday. I think it was one of our best events. It wasn't financially one of our best events, but the connections I felt that we made are going to be the one percenters that are going to change the rest of our career. And they're just solid people versus being at a huge event and just being another face in the crowd, if you know what I mean. That's so next week's topic is going to be Pokemon events, big versus small. And as a new enthusiast to the hobby who's gone all in with his son, you know, there's pros and cons to each one. So I'm excited about that. So the first thing about to answer the question, is Pokemon a curse or a blessing in fatherhood and bending, is the the huge blessing in this is the bond that I've created uh, with me and MiniMini. Like my son has always been close to me. He was the only child I ever did skin to skin right away after he was born. He has a great mom, Pokemon 777 Uh, it's just me and my son, my youngest son, have always had this special connection. And as he's gotten older and developed into his own human being, some of the stuff that he was into, I like. For the longest time, I couldn't. I'm gonna give you guys a little inside baseball. I don't play Minecraft because once you fall in the hole, I have anxiety, and I literally will have a panic attack playing the game. And that was my youngest daughter's game. She loves it. She still plays it to this day. And I just found out from MiniMini that her and him made this huge world, and then MiniMini accidentally deleted it. But I personally can't play the game without having a panic attack, especially if I fall in a hole. And I was really bad at Fortnite. Like I'm talking ridiculously bad to where my ego, my pride wouldn't allow me to play. And I really missed what I don't, what I, what I've learned when I was in Arizona was even though no matter how bad I was, it wasn't. that I won with my son. It was that I was spending time with my son. And in the process, just like anything else in the world, you keep doing it, you get better. And the funny thing is, when this whole Pokemon thing started, was, I thought every card was like, I still get excited if the card is shiny, and even like I got excited when I got a Fossil Common card when I was trying to finish a Master Set. But it's just the bonds that him and I have created, the core memories when we travel to these events or go to our first Collecticon, or he tells me about he wants to, we're doing card party, and how this year he wants to just go and enjoy the experience, but next year we both want to vend at it. Pokemon World. And Pokemon World. I just surprised him yesterday. We won the raffle where we got to get tickets. Well, so that's how we were able to buy tickets for Sunday. Is So we're actually going to World. Well, we'll be in the event. He's laying down. We're about to take a nap after this. I got to go to work, but I really want to stick to the schedule and be accountable. And just the excitement in his voice. You guys heard him. Like, we won. Like, those are memories that, and I always, like, we were driving down yesterday and Friday, or yesterday, which is Friday, and Thursday. Uh, Man, let me talk about, wait, time out. Slim Rips, Border Brothers, Emo Brown, hands down, our favorite trade night. Not only because of the energy, the vibe, the location, the food, but the friendships and the bonds that we have been building have been so instrumental in who we are today. If you have not gone to one of their trade nights, you are missing out. It's not the biggest yet. It's not the smallest, but it is like, honestly, I feel like I found the coolest secret in the Pokemon universe, and it's only going to get bigger. And the love and the compassion that Shane has for this event is just epic, and it's infectious. And like, we have a vendors chat, and I swear to God, it's like a whatnot stream when he says, "Okay, tables are open," and it's like, shh, like, I think the last event sold out in less than a minute or so as far as vending. And there's a waiting list. Like, Shane, correct me in the comments or roast me, but I swear there's like a 30 vendor waiting list to get in. Like, that's how popular this event is. And the people that are there, like, literally, I had a panic attack Thursday, because it's a huge space. It's a warehouse space, and he spaces the vendors out so we have room. And I splurged and got us two tables because we have two display cases now. We have like 5 or 6 trade binders. We had some seal product, and at one point in the venue, like, if it, honestly, I think if the fire marshal would have been there, he probably would have like capped us out, because don't worry about it, buddy. Because we were at max capacity. Like, there was that many. Like, you couldn't move. Like, if you were at a table, you were there until the next person moved, so you can go to the next. Like, it was epic. It was absolutely epic. But those are the kind of memories that I'll have with MiniMini because of the Pokemon. That's the blessing. Now, the other blessing for me is that I'm turning this childhood hobby of his into something that's deeply meaningful. And I share that because, like, driving down on Thursday and Friday, I'm singing all these songs on my Pandora playlist. I'm like, oh, your grandma loved this song. And when I'm gone, you're like, reality is, we all die and we all go on to the next phase of our journey. Whether you believe in heaven, you believe in becoming back as a butterfly, you turn into a slice of whatever. There's an end to this part of your journey. And I was telling him, like, I'll never be gone. You look right here, I'm always here. Or when you're, and I said, and this is my hope. And you guys are making it possible that we're going to build something so big and so powerful that when he's in his 40s and 50s and he's driving with his grandkids or his children, and the song took the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. American Pie. And I can't sing for nothing. Like, a running joke between me and some of my friends is that when God sat down and talked to my spirit, he said, "Look, I can either make you a hustler or a singer." And I chose to be a hustler. But I believe I can sing. There's actually a video on the channel where I was singing, and legitly I did a video of my son, and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, no, that's yeah." not happening. But I was singing with all my heart and my spirit with my son, and I was singing these songs, and I was talking about my mom, may she rest in peace. Uh, and the funny thing about that wrap out story is that my son was born the day my mom passed. Uh, this January will be 20 years, and he'll be 11, so 9 years after she passed. And it was like my mom from heaven said, "Hey, enough mourning. I'm giving you an angel." And you know, I love all my kids. My relationship with my youngest son is something I've never experienced with any of my kids. So I am that dad. Like if my kids say they're going to play soccer, before the end of the month, we have all the soccer equipment. We have soccer coaches. If my son wants to be in shop, I am not a mechanically inclined kind of guy. I'll do a whole video on the shower and how I was stuck in the bathroom for 12 hours trying to take the faucet off. Like it's ridiculous. But I'm learning. But when my son was in Pokemon, yeah, okay. I mean, I was kind of okay, I'll buy you a pack once in a while. But he was smart because Pat, mad love to Pat, Deep Pocket Monster, and his Gengar video literally changed the course of my life. Because one day I'm very, very meticulous about what my kid watches on YouTube. And there's some PokeTubers, shame on you. This is a childhood hobby that's turned into adult passion. But you got to remember, kids of all ages watch your channel. And if every other word's an F bomb, I'm just, so there's some PokeTubers that my son isn't allowed to watch. And I've met some of these guys, and they're great people. I just don't think my 10-year-old should be hearing certain language at a certain age. Now, the flip side is some of the music we were listening to, I was like, and the funny thing is, one day, I forgot what card we pulled, and he said, "Dad, can I say it? Can I say it?" And I said, "Okay." And he said, "That what? The Pikachu at Clover at Collecticon," and he's like, uh, "Can I say it? Can I say it?" And I said, "Okay." And he said, "That's effing cool," but he said the word right. And then we were driving home that day, and I said, "Well, how did you learn that language? Are your friends talking like that, or someone online?" He goes, "Dad, it's from your music." And I was like, "What?" And he started naming. I said, "Well, what words?" And he started saying the word. I was like, "Oh man!" So the next day when I was driving, I was listening to my playlist, and I was like, he's absolutely right. So I too have to be accountable for what music we listen to and things I say. But I really liked Pat for the simple fact, as a dad, you know, sorry, I'm checking to make sure my mic's on. As a dad, Pat talks about the wins, the losses, and he tells the story. Well, we were watching some videos, the binder challenges. Well, the Gengar video dropped, and I was so hooked. Like literally within a week or two, I was online, and through Pat, I found Eric from Rippin' Hits. From Eric, I found Shane. From Shane, like I found out about Collecticon. Like my whole world has changed from one video. And this hobby that my son has been a part of for almost, well, I was up in that point 6.5 years, now became a passion. And then we went to Collecticon, and I had to humble myself. Like, I'm like, look, I'm a dad on a budget. Like, that wasn't some catchphrase. That's real. And now that me and his mom have decided to go through different paths, that's MiniMini off camera because uh, I'm on a budget, like legitly on a budget. But as a dad, I want to get him all the new sets, and I want to help him build, his quest cards and all. But like, I just don't have it. I can't. I have a motto. I don't pay market. Like that's when the curse kicks in. I don't pay market because I can't. Not because I don't want to support fellow business endeavors. I just can't afford it. Like I have to figure if I can buy an ETB at cost, which is roughly 50 to $60, I could buy two of them for what I'm charging for market, for what they're charging for market for one. And I'm not mad at the guys who are charging market. Like if that's their business, cool. The guys that upset me are the true scalpers. The guys who buy everything off the shelf just to sell it online and be like, ha, and the people that post videos like screw the hobby, this like
There was a person with Journey together, and he was like, F this, F everyone, no one's buying Journey.
I know it's funny. I was
and he
gonna
was kicking it, and I was like, I would take it.
The funny thing about that video that you're talking about, I actually saved it to do a video response on it. I haven't figured out how to add the video. Like I'm still learning, and I want to give a huge shout out to my friend Ian with Ian, my brother from another. He's giving me some great editing advice, and I'm going to be looking into that. Yeah, we even got some insider information, but we can't tell you. But I was turning this childhood hobby of my son's into something that's deeply, deeply meaningful. And the kicker was, and this is something that where the flow of the blessing and the curse can be the same, is that there are real moments that wouldn't happen if it wasn't for this hobby. Meaning the blessings, the Pikachus, the friendships, the vending, everything that's been like I'm getting what I call God bucks about it, that would never happen if it wasn't for the fact that I watched that video with him about Gengar by Pat and got totally enthralled in the story. And I hope that's the correct word to use. That I was like, hey, let's go to this event. And we went to Collecticon, and I had to humble myself because I had a choice. Either I buy us the general admission tickets, and part of it was two-sided. It was self-serving because I wanted the VIP to make sure that we got in early so I can scope everything out, to deal with my anxiety, but also to give him an opportunity to meet some of the creators that he looked up to, and then humbling myself to these vendors, like, look, and the binder was given to me at cost by Matt. Shout out to my guy at Supreme Card Shop in San Diego, who were the greatest guys I've ever met. And my boy Ray from GameStop, who took us over there when he met us at the Parkway Plaza. Like, my life in Pokemon has been a series of random acts of kindness that people have bestowed on us. And that's why I'm so huge on doing it to other people in events and at trade nights and at card shops, because if it wasn't for people doing that for me and my son, we wouldn't be where we're at today. And I have a sense of real blessing when people come up to my son and say, "Man, every time we see you, your booth is getting bigger, your cards are getting better, you're getting like." It's just like it's a sense of pride to know that my son is investing in his future. And I grew up with a mom and a pops. If I told him I wanted to be a cartoonist, by the end of the year, I had all the stuff I needed to be a cartoonist. If I told him I wanted to be a football player, I was enrolled in sports. If I told him I wanted to go be an astronaut, my pops would build me. Oh, thank you, sir. My pop would build me. You didn't make a mess, did you? Okay. And you didn't leave anything accessible for the. Okay. Sorry. He brought me a treat. My pops would build me. I remember I told my son, my pops, I wanted to be. I forgot what I told him, but I wanted a fort in our tree. Now, mind you, I was a fat kid, and my pops, Chuck, may he rest in peace, built me, and we were renting at the time, and our tree. Nowadays, that I think about it, now that I've actually become an adult and like been through some stuff, our tree like probably had termites and rot because like I step on the tree and a piece of the tree would fall out. But to his accord, my pops gave me like 4 or 5 steps, built me this rickety perch so I can go up in the tree and pretend whatever I was trying to be. Like that's the kind of childhood I had. And at 13, I chose to live pretty much on my own and be homeless because I didn't want to listen to my mom. And my mom told me, like, you don't have to love me, you don't have to like me, but you will respect me and obey my rules. If not, you can leave. Like, I grew up in a generation where it was better to be seen, not heard. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. May I please be excused from the table? My grandma raised us with the rules of we pray. So we would get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to church by 4 to say our rosaries, do the stations, help clean the church, do confession, go home, have breakfast, do chores till noon, and then we would have an adventure, which was like to go. She would call it boutiquing, but it was like thrift storing, yard sailing, or we would go to the beach, whatever. And then we would be home in time to shower, and then we'd go out to dinner with my grandpa. Like that's how I was raised. And then when I started mouthing off, my mom was like, "Yeah, we're not having it. You can go live with your dad." And my dad was the total opposite. He was like, "Look, live your life. Don't do the crime unless you can do the time." And the one time when my dad caught me drinking, he called my uncles over and said, "Oh, you think you're gonna drink?" And got me plastered to the moon, threw up all over myself, and And he's like, look, you want to act like a man, there's going to be consequences that come with it. And so when I started acting a foul, like I realized like these are like my mom told me one side of the coin, my dad taught me the other, and my pops kind of tried to, you know, when my mom was passing, him, my my pops and my dad like had a conversation because I was still like I was fresh out of a vacation and they were worried that I was going to go off the rails. Like my life has turned around because of my children and what my children have brought into my existence. And the greatest thing I think that Pokemon has brought to me, which makes it the biggest blessing, is the memories that me and my son are creating. But at the same time, there's some of those memories that hurt. Like when I can't, like I did a video, one of our most like popular videos was when Blooming Waters dropped, when it first dropped. I went to 4 GameStops and I couldn't get one freaking box. And mad shout out to Vet Nation Cards. The only box that me and Minnie have been able to open was because my boy got one for it. Well, who's? Oh yeah, our buddy Noah had one, but he got to open it, but he didn't get to keep the cards. The first one that he actually got to open and keep, my boy Will at Vet Nation's Cards. He's gonna be on Whatnot soon. He has his own channel. Give him a follow. Uh, he got one for Minnie. Like I'm like, dude, I was like on the verge of tears. Like I'm just trying to freaking get one. And he got one on an online drop, and he says, "Hey, I got one for your son." And we went out to dinner or lunch, and we did a whole video on it, and it was super cool because that to me is the memory of the hobby. But the flip side is feeling like a failure that day and posting about it. Like, how can I encourage my son in something that I can't even attain? Last night, yesterday was a double-edged sword because we went to a trade event, great environment. Uh, the people that were hosting it, mad shout out to Pokey Reaper. Is it Reaper Pokey?
I think the Pack Reaper.
Oh, Pack Pokey Pack Reaper.
And also Leo. He's coming world with us.
Fueco Co. I call him the Fueco kid, but the guy, not the guy, our slash employee slash friend slash partner. He's anyways. Him and his dad hosted this event. They put it on, and it was the first official event, and I think it was a great success. I had a great time, and the connections we made with the other people that were there is awesome.
And someone put a God Pack.
A God Pack video will be dropping soon, but the flip side is on the way down because it was a black and white trade night slash rip party, and he was like, "Dad, were you able to get anything for us?" And here's the irony: I have some great people in my life. Mad shout out to Tanya. She's like, "Hey, I got these 2 tins. Are these the ones that Minnie wants?" And at this point in the game, I tell all my friends, if you're anywhere and they have Pokemon, like my budget at any given time is $100. If you call me and say, "Hey, I got $100 of stuff," I'm gonna zao you. And she's like, "I can get these 2 tins, please and thank you." So we got black and white on drop day. We don't officially have it on hand, but we got it. But we were going to this party and trade event, and we had nothing to rip, and everybody kept showing up. And everybody, like this whole group of guys and their sons, all went to Target and GameStop drops, and they were coming in with bags. And my son was like, and I got to the point where I almost broke, and I bought something at Market. But we won. What did we win? We won the Charizard, which we're gonna open on tomorrow's stream. What did you win that you opened? Prismatic. Um, so we had stuff to rip, but it was just like, and he's like, "Dad, were you able to get an ETB online when they drop?" I said, "No, son." He's like, "What about the Mega Evolutions?" And I told him what happened. And I understand why Poke Center's doing it because they don't want the bots to eat as much. But like I was in it. I had the black, the white, the booster boxes, the booster bundles, all 5 items, like $400. I was gonna put on another card, go to pay, and I did like everything said online. I manually input it. I put my credit card manually, and I get kicked out. Error 17 takes me 2 hours to get back in. Everything's gone, and I didn't even want to tell my son because I was so ashamed that I let him down. And when he asked me about it, we have a rule: always, always, always tell the truth. And I had to tell him, like, buddy, I tried. But I have a good friend of mine, and she told me, listen, don't break yourself. It'll happen when it happens. And here's the kicker: we've gone through like I'm renting a room out, and I'm grateful for the roof over my head. But we had so much stuff, and I posted a video. I'll post a video when they tell you, like, what they don't tell you about when you become a Poke enthusiast. My room had cards everywhere, boxes everywhere. I finally got organizing boxes. I'll take a picture of it so you can see. And I was going through the closet I was trying to look for something, and I found a whole box of Destined Rival packs and a booster bundle for for Mini to rip, and some other stuff that we can rip on stream. But I completely forgot about it, and I condensed, like, we had so much still product in the closet because every time I buy something, I try to buy 2 or 3 of it. So we have, well, our rule of 4 now. We upgraded it. One for the vault, one for him to rip and keep, one for the stream, and one. No, I'm sorry. One for the vault, one for the stream, one for giveaways, and one for his booth. But I bought a lot of stuff over the last 8 months or so that, and we weren't vending at first. It was just for us to rip. We wanted, because it was like finding Pokemon in the wild is like winning the freaking lotto. The blessing, the bond, and the memories, the curse, you can't find nothing. And if you bind it, if you're not in line for 12 hours, you're forced to pay scalper prices. And I'm not talking about the actual vendors who had distros and are just going with them. I'm talking about the guy who is paying the Walmart stock employee $100 to get the inside information and be like, hey, and the videos you see all over, those are the curses of the hobby. Like, they're giving honest vendors a bad name, and they're making it almost impossible for Poke families to even make core memories, because you have a, like, it's not this drastic, but realistically, it's, I mean, I hope you're never in the position where you have to choose between groceries and Pokemon, but like a pack that cost us $5 at the store,
they're selling it for like
10 to $15 because it's the hot pack. A mini tin that costs $15 are going for $30 to $45. A booster box is going for $65 to $75. That costs the guy.
Booster box is normally 100.
Okay.
160 MSRP, but they're selling it for like over 200.
An ETB, $50 to $60 at the store, 135. And I get it. Everybody's got to make money. And if it's coming from a distribution and you're pricing it at market, okay, that's what you're doing. Mad shout out to Danny Phantom and I think Poke&E. They sell their stuff at MSRP, and people give them flack. Like, I'm not there yet. Like, if I get a distro, then yeah, I'm gonna be the rebel. But when I buy stuff, we sell it at market price because that's market price. I have to recoup the cost.
And you also need to remember that vendors need to make profit.
Yeah, because like we did an event and we were in the hole $200.
And my goal one day is to buy a machine and give it to everyone in life.
Yeah, he's putting it out in the universe. You ever see us at a Pokemon machine, and when we're in the position, he wants to buy the whole machine out and give it away. Like, and he wants to rip it all, and I want to record it all for the content. But like, that's the kind of kid I have. Like, there's times where I have to tell my son, like, look, yes, we do random acts of kindness, but no, I'm good, thank you. We have to also realize that your vending part of your journey is a business. Checks and balances. You know what I mean? And that's the blessing. Like, I get to do this with my son. But the curse of it is the madness in the hobby of trying to find product and not being that guy who, I just don't want to be that guy. Like, I'm not trying to buy a bunch of stuff at Target and then flip it for 4 or 5 times the value. Like, if I can buy something and double my money, great. If I can only make $5, if I pay $20 on a blister pack and I sell it for 25 because that's market price, great. And if it's below market, I mean, if it's below MSRP, I'll just sit on it, 100%. Like, yeah, we got 4 Cynthia Garchomps right now because right now it took a dip. It's at least from what I've seen the last couple of days.
We didn't buy like we have a buck. My dad just accidentally tapped it like 5 times and I put 5.
No, I'll tell you the real truth. I was working at work and I have all these Target, Walmart, Best Buy, anywhere you can buy. Oh, hold on, almost had malfunction. Anywhere you can buy any type of Pokemon, and you have to be a a member or a part of the app. I have the app, and then I have Target, Best Buy. Maybe if you're new to the hobby, I'm giving you some inside game. If you have an account with them, you can actually get notifications when they drop. And then I'm and Sam's Club, and I'm also on Discord. I have I have I'm part of some text groups, and like we all, for the most part, everybody looks out for each other. Hey, this is live. Da, da, da. So one night I was working, and I had my usual quad shot of espresso, 3 cups of coffee, and all of a sudden I got the alert that they were live on. Uh, no, but where did I get it from? Target. It was like back in stock. Boom, 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 and like I every time I got the alert that whole night, I was hitting. You were allowed 2 per purchase, and I ended up getting two, and then one, like literally in the span of an 8-hour period. And the thing about Target is there's a 50-50 chance they randomly cancel your order. And, oh, sorry, your order couldn't be fulfilled. So I was just hoping one would come in because one, at the time, we weren't really vending. It was one for the stream and one for Dennis to rip and keep, our MiniMini to rip and keep. Um, so it's the blessing and the curse. Like, it's funny is I'm reading my notes, right? And the next line says, it's never really about the cards. It's about the time, the connection, and the growth. Like if you would have met MiniMini at his first trade night, it was me, him, and Pokey 777 Mom. We were at Rips and Hits. We actually went a week early because we had the date wrong, and Eric and his family were super cool, and we chopped it up, and we went back the next night. And if you ever been to a Rip and Hits trade night, it's at their store in Mira Mesa. Well, actually, they have one now at the Escondido store.
Someone told me they had a giveaway, PS5 Switch and something. Cozy Unbox guy. I'm not sure. I don't know if he was a scalper or not, but I think he bought. I don't know who told. You remember the bronze guy,
Mm-hmm.
the one that got a bunch of black
Yeah.
Wi-Fi? He said, he bought a lot of tickets and then just won it.
Well, see, there's people. Hey, if you want to stack your odds, you stack your odds. But the first when we went back the following week for the actual trade night, and I want to say that was number one. Like it was so packed. Like my anxiety kicked in, and MiniMini was super timid. Like I look back at the videos, and we were just kind of flies on the wall. Now we know people. High five, where's MiniMini? Like we were at the trade event, and mad shout out to Neovolt, MiniMini. We were at our booth, and it was super packed. My anxiety was high, and there was a lull in our booth, and MiniMini just went to the other side to check out what Neo had, and I lost. I always keep line of sight on my son, any of my kids, and they all know I have a certain whistle. But he walked to the other side of the table, and I jumped up and was having a panic attack. And mad shout out to my boy at Neo Volt. I was like, "Where's Dennis? Where's Dennis?" And he's right here. I got him. Keep an eye on him. And we were talking about it at yesterday's event. Like it's like a gamer. His hair, where regardless of what color it is, that's how they all know MiniMini's in the building because of his hair. And those are blessings. Like these are people that I'm learning to count on as friends and fellow vendors and fellow enthusiasts who know I'm just a dad trying to make memories with my son. And it's about the time and the connection and the growth. And like I said, it's never about the cards. And here, and like I'm getting goosebumps even looking at this. Why the curse days are a part of the blessing days. So we started this last 2 week run with a great card show that I thought would do really well. That was unfortunately was for us financially the worst card show we've ever been. We took a loss, but the blessing in that day was I was able to build on friendships, our associations that now are turning into friendships because we were all at this venue. And for me and MiniMini and the Fueco kid, it just wasn't our best day. Some days you're the most popular vendor in the event, and some days people just look at your booth like, ugh. And like, after I left that event, I thought the Fueco kid, because I was only able to keep him for 2 hours. And to his credit, he said, no, I'm here for the day because I want to help you guys. And he literally hung out with us. And when we got a little bit busy, he helped out. But like he did it volunteering his time, not because he was getting paid. And the funny thing is, and I'm not going to tell his part of the story, but I heard something from his dad and after the fact, how he went home and he was disheartened. And I felt the same way, like, because a lot of these vendors are coming in with slabs, vintage, sealed product. Like, I'm just a dad on a budget. I maxed out a few credit cards, made a few deals to just to plant the seeds for my son in hope that every time we do one of these events, we cover the cost of the table and now the Fueco kid, uh, and we break even. Like breaking even is my goal. Like I don't have anything higher than like Jesus, please let us break even, and if we can make a little bit profit so I can pay off some of these credit cards, great. And mad shout out to the vendors who give us deals at the end of the night so we could restock, because if it wasn't for the community and the culture, there's no way me and MiniMini would be as far as we are today. So these curse days, the downtimes are just as important as part of the blessing days, because like it says, you would not know beauty if it wasn't for darkness. You would not know, or I'm sorry, you would not know beauty if it wasn't for ugliness. You would not know love if it wasn't for hate. You wouldn't know passion if it wasn't for pain. Like, and I had a mentor, and it's something that stuck with me my whole life. I've known him. Well, I mean, we don't really talk now, but he was an important part of my life for 5 years. Like he was an integral daily part of my life, and I was having issues, and he told me the reason you hate this person is because you love them so much. Love and hate are the same side of the coin. Blessing and curse are not the same side of the coin. They're the same coin, just different sides. Blessing and curse are the same coin. There could be no blessing if we didn't know the curse. There couldn't be no, hey, son, look what I got today at the machine. And his eyes light up because I come home with like 15 packs. Or, hey, look what I got. Like the cool thing when I was doing the Target drops on a regular basis is he would be at school and I'd pick him up and I'd be looking in the back. Or he'd come home and there'd be mail packages because my friends from all over the world would send him something because they found Pokemon in the wild and they want to feed the passion. And the Mail Call Monday series that we were doing, you guys go check it out. It's one of our playlists. But everything in those series, someone found in the wild, and some of them donated it to us, and other people, I said, hey, let me pay you for it. But because people believe in the mission, they made this all possible. But what makes those missions, those blessings so special, and I'm getting God bumps about it, is I failed as a father because I couldn't get Blooming Waters. Son, I'm sorry, I couldn't get it on Pokemon. And to my son, who's sitting right here, you make me the proudest because I see the sadness in your face, and I'll see the eyes well up, and I know you want to cry, but and it breaks my heart, but you tell me it's okay, Dad. And that makes me want to go even harder, because it's not going to always be like this. And I promise you, and you can mark this on camera at minute 38, 34. One day, there are going to be distribution people that are going to come to you and say, hey, I've seen you and your dad's journey. I want you to be one of our people. Like, we're building something epic. Like, people are going to be lining up to be a part of your story because you didn't give up. You kept showing up. You kept putting yourself out there. You kept willing and dealing, and you kept saying, I'm going to play at World. I'm going to have my own card store. Mark it. Unbox them all. Dynamic Duo is going to have a card store. Oh, well, I don't know about next year. Maybe, hey, next year, who knows? We already got a booth. Like, you don't know what's going to happen if you go all in, and if you water the seed, the faith or the seed of a mustard. No, the mustard seed can move mountains. I don't know. Jelly Roll said it on his new video. The faith the size of a mustard seed helped him move the mountain, I think is what he said. Go check out Jelly Roll's vlog. He did it. It's called I Climbed a Mountain Today. It dropped like probably about 24 hours ago. It's very inspirational. My man Jelly Roll, Matt, shout out. I love you, brother. You're a huge part of my story. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for seeing me. And by having him see me and showing me that I have value, allowing me to see my value, I've been in turn pouring that into my son. So you can't have the blessing without the curse, because you wouldn't know it's a blessing unless you went through the curse. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. This actually went a lot longer than I thought. I feel like there's been a vibe, these notes. Like I said, next week is going to be me and MiniMini, if he wants to. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of doing big events. Like, we haven't done a Collecticon yet, but my goal is by the end of this year, two things, and we're putting it out in the universe. Next year, we're going to vend at Car Party East and Car Party West. We're going, and by the end of this year, you will see Unbox 'em All Dynamic Duo at a big event, a Collecticon, a front row, something that is a major event. We are going to have a booth. So my message to my fellow dads and moms and pokey parents, pokey uncles, anybody who, a pokey enthusiast, you don't even have to have a kid. If you just love the hobby, keep showing up, even when the pack's empty. It's the memories you make along the way. You're building something with the people in your life, especially your kids, if you're doing it with them, that they'll never forget. My hope and my wish is that when my son is driving his kids or his grandkids to an event because they're vending, because Unbox 'em All Dynamic Duo is going to be a force in the industry, like, I want to aspire to build something like the Clover Brothers. Like, they inspire me so much every day by the things they do and how they change lives by buying people's product out. And like, they like, you may not see it that way, but like, I see that they are going all in. They got multiple locations, big events. Like, I want to build something with my son that, even though I have a great job, I go to the job just for the benefits. And eventually we are going to have such a phenomenon of a pokey empire where I'm going to be like, cool, cash me out of my retirement. I'm going to get my own insurance, and me and Mini are going to travel the world doing content and chasing holy grails. But that won't happen unless we put in the work today. So if you are a fellow pokey enthusiast, a fellow parent, remember, you're building something that you and your kids and your friends and your family and the support that you build in the community will never forget. And this is something that for years I struggled with. It's not the destination. The true reward, the true happiness is the journey and the memories and the people you make along the way. Until next time, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. It's priceless, it's free, and I promise you, a random act of kindness will change the world. I'm Big D, and together we are Unbox 'em All Dynamic Duo. Pew, 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 pew.